first right hand on all of our very difficult cases, VAWA cases, T visa cases, marriage-based green card cases. If you look at our reviews, her name probably comes up more than mine, but that's okay because we're a team here. So we are going to be bringing lives daily and talking about different topics. We're going to talk about VAWA, how to present a compelling and winning VAWA case. We're going to talk about T visas, a very, very underutilized and unknown area of humanitarian relief that a lot of people simply just don't know about. We're going to talk about U visas, the crime. If you've suffered one of the qualifying crimes under the U visa statute, you can apply for legal status through the U visa route. So we're going to be talking about these areas, and of course, marriage-based green card, a huge, huge area of our practice. And this is going to be educational. Nothing on here is direct legal advice. Certainly, you can reach out to us directly if you want to book a consultation. So today, if you're on here, Hani, can you pop back up for a second because I need to know the moderating. Hani, so I can't see comments. I can't see questions. I don't know who's tapping in. Can you advise? Maybe I don't know if there's anyone on here yet, but if not, I want to know at least if there's a question to pop it up. Where would I see that? Oh, Hani, we can't hear you, Hani.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, we don't have any questions yet, but I can see we're live on Facebook and YouTube now.
Oh, awesome. Yay. Okay. I kind of like you on screen. I don't know. I mean, feel free to pop back up and, hang out with us, but anyway. Okay. So we are going to talk about VAWA. So I'm going to let Alejandra, because I'm always on these lives talking. I'm going to let Alejandra just share a little bit of background on our VAWA cases, what the requirements are, how we handle them. And then hopefully as people are tapping in and we have questions, we can start to take questions. So Alejandra, can you just walk us through what the process looks like after consultation and you guys are now handling the VAWA cases with the guidance of the attorney? What's required? What types of evidence do we need? Who qualify? The declaration. Walk us through that process and what it looks like.
Okay, so hello, good morning. My name is Alejandra. I'm the CQC manager. So when we have new cases, we have VAWA cases, the paralegals start working on their case right away. When we work with our clients, we give them a full list of documents that we're gonna need. We give them the information about how we're gonna communicate with them. They have our numbers, emails, so we're all in touch with our client because for us communication is key. So everyone is in the same page. Everyone knows doing each step of the way. We're always responsive. The VAWA cases that we handle at the Game and Immigration Law are two types of VAWA cases. We have the marriage cases based on a marriage couple, and we also have VAWA for parents. That's a sad case. So point is that VAWA are confidential. That's a question that we always get from clients. They're saying, "Oh, is my spouse going on?" Or they sometimes say, "Or my child is gonna know what's going on." I want you to know that VAWA cases are always confidential. It's a case that is only gonna be between you, immigration, and the attorney. VAWA cases is a really, really extended case. We work really hard and we try things as much as we can because we know sometimes our clients are going through a hard. Sometimes our clients they don't have, but Misiki has experience on our cases, so we work with the evidence the client can provide. We do a strong declarations so we can explain USCIS why our clients apply for this and why our client doesn't have any evidence. We always tie the lack of evidence due to the abuse because that's true. Our clients come to us sign a agreement. I was never in the bills. We never open. We never did taxes today because the abuser never wants to involve our clients or they don't want to put them in any type of paper, like no evidence about their marriage. And we do VAWA for parents. We focus a lot on the declaration. So to USCIS, what are these children doing to their own parents? Usually when we work on VAWA for parents, the situation that these parents are going through is that their children steal money from then they take parents every day after they work. They go to their room and take like money from where they have their salary saved. These children abuse their parents because that can sign the lease agreement. They're the ones that can drive. They're the U.S. citizens and things. So are like full dependent on their children. So they cannot remove them from their house. They cannot like put them anywhere. So they have to keep like them in the house, and the abuse is constantly every day. We have several cases like this. It's really sad to know that children do this to their parents, but they do. And you should suffer it. Everyone, if you're listening to this and you're a parent of a U.S. citizen, you need to call us as soon as possible so we can see if we can help you out with your case, and we will help you out the best we can. At the Human Immigration, we also handle VAWA for marriages. So these people that are married to U.S. citizens and green card holders and are also being abused in their marriage. Some abusers, they don't want to put their clients in bills. They don't want to take pictures, they don't want to go out, they don't want to like have insurance or anything related to their couple. So we also help them, because sometimes I say this because sometimes clients and they're like, I don't have anything to prove my marriage, I don't have a bill, I don't have nothing because my abuser never wanted to do anything like that. Don't worry, when you come to us, we're going to have a consultation, we're going to have an onboarding meeting, and based on that we will know exactly with what we have to work.
Mhm.
Don't even worry about that. If you have your identification documents, we can start with that. Then we will explain to you if you don't have this. Why are we going to have that? Cases with Ms. Kiki that we have submitted with nothing, and we have won those cases because we do a really, really clear declaration where we explain USCIS what for our client, and the most important thing, as Ms. Kiki has always told us, we show the cruelty of this relationship. So declarations are big, about 10 pages, some 12 pages, much as it so everyone knows exactly. So the officer gets that declaration, and when they read it, they're like, okay, I get it. What case, and we met all the requirements, because for VAWA you have some requirements to meet campaign. So I encourage you to call us as soon as possible with your VAWA cases. Again, it's confidential. There's nothing to be afraid. We see you. Good morning.
Oh,
So we are here to help.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alejandra. Thank you, Alejandra. So, guys, as I mentioned, Alejandra is our senior case manager. Experience. She's been trained directly by me and all the other attorneys. She has played a huge role in a lot of the hundreds and hundreds of VAWA cases that we've handled. Our law firm, we're not a general practicing immigration law firm, because immigration law is very, very complex. It's very, very intricate, right? There are a lot of moving parts. So we only specialize in the marriage-based green card, T visa, VAWA, and youth. Someone has a question. In what cases can a VAWA? Alejandra, that's for you. She's the queen of expedite. Take it away.
So yeah, expedite requests are something that we do a lot. Severe situation. To be honest, it has to be something really severe going on for USCIS to take in account in consideration to speed up your case. So based on our experience, we have done expedite requests for people that are very sick, and for people that are like sometimes are basically homeless because sometimes, and they are because the abuser kicked them out from the house. So if we're talking about an expedite based on health, what we ask to our clients are medical records, a record that shows exactly what is going on with him or her, what is the situation. We also have prescriptions, so we can show you that our client is like taking to fight the disease. So we do VAWA requests on VAWA cases for clients, but also for family members related to a client that are affected if our client doesn't have a work permit or travel document. We have clients that they have U.S. citizen children. Those U.S. citizen children sometimes. So we use to expedite our client's case. We also have clients that they have back home. They have a mom, they have a dad, and that mom and dad are also sick, and they depend on their children to send them money back home. And we have sent expedite requests based on that, and we have won them. And we also have done expedite requests, as I was saying, clients that are homeless. So I had a client that was basically living in her car. So she would send off the car, the blanket, her toothpaste, her toothbrush, her shampoo, because every day she will have to go to somewhere else to take a shower, and then she'll sleep in the car. She will take one meal per day, and she also sure of the only meals she will eat. We ask for evidence, like for example, do you own your credit? Show me that. Do you own your phone bill is overdue? So we create a really big case so we can show USCIS why our client needs help and how this delay on the case is affecting his life or his children's life, wife or parents' life, because those people they take in consideration to expedite the case. So if you have a severe situation, and that's something that we always do at the Game and Immigration Law, when we have the important meeting with our clients, right there we start asking questions like, how are you healthy? Is your mom healthy? Do you have children healthy? Are do they depend on you economically? And based on those answers, we start building a case so we can expedite it with USCIS. We have a really good case that last year. That client came to us. We sent this case on December 22, 2023. We sent her case. As soon as we sent her case, we got the receipt notice because at that time USCIS was really fast and they gave the receipt notices to us right away. We sent an expedite request on January 4, 2024. The expedite request was approved in 2 weeks. Hey, VAWA case in less than 1 year, and VAWA cases take years. But with the expedite request, we move everything really fast. So if you have a severe situation, I encourage you to look for an expedite request. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Alejandra. All right, Carol has a question. I have a question. My brother applied for F4 visa exactly 13 years ago in 2021 and got accepted 4 months later. When can I expect to get a welcome letter? Thank you. Well, good for you guys for like holding the course and getting through the 13 years. F4 is the longest category because obviously he's a sibling of a United States citizen. He will be processed at the NVC once the visa is available. You would have to look at the visa bulletin. I don't have it in front of me, but look at the visa bulletin, and if they are processing cases either or at that date or earlier, then he now has a visa available, and the NVC will contact you. So that's I recommend keeping an eye on that visa bulletin, and that should give you some guidance as to when you can get that letter coming. And also keep in mind that the visa bulletin moves every month. So it's kind of like a bit of a race. Okay. All right. So Alejandra, what would you say in your experience in speaking to clients and hearing their stories and putting together the story so the attorneys can do the review and make sure it meets legal sufficiency, it's compelling, it has all the elements that we require so we can win these cases. What would you say makes a winning declaration? Because you're the one that talks to the clients and you gather all the facts, right? What makes a winning declaration?
Well, declarations are really important. Like, honestly, is everything on any type of case that we do for immigration. But based on VAWA cases, details are really important. So when we do this type of cases, the client tell us like, this is going on. My husband will come home. He will already come really mad. I was just chilling on the couch and this person with me. That's not enough information from for you. We're like, okay, but that's not telling me anything. So when they come to us, they of course we have to dig in because they don't want to tell you. They're really traumatized and they don't want to open up really quickly. You have to ask questions like, so this person come to the couch. What is the first this for you, and they will tell you exactly what happened if you say no to this person that you don't have time to cook. What will be the next step, right? The next reaction from your spouse. So they will tell me, okay, I will say no. This person will start throwing to me shoes or whatever they have on the couch, and I will tell you feel after all of this fight happened. So the most important thing is to show the cruelty, how your client feels with this relationship, how after each fight, after each abuse they suffer, they end in the room crying, feeling hopeless, feeling unloved, useless, depressed, anxious, they don't sleep. So all feelings and all the things that they suffer of the abuse, you need to put it in the paper. You need to express their feelings in cruelty because that's what USCIS need. And but for you to, of course, tell them how they live, you need to show them all the scene, like what happened from 0 second when the abuser came until the end of the fight and how the client feels at the end. So that's what we do in all type of abuse because we, in our declaration, we talk about verbal abuse, we talk about psychological abuse, sexual abuse, financial abuse, emotional abuse. So U.S. officer, when they read them, they know exactly like what suffer a client, what type of abuse they suffer, and how all of this has affected their life daily until today. Because even if they finished that marriage 1 year ago, they're still sorry. They are not the same person. They are not recovered from depression or from anxiety. So we express all of those feelings to USCIS on the cruelty that they suffer on her citizen or a green card holder spouse. And the same thing goes to parents. How these parents feel that their own child, their own blood, them, curse them, steal from them, destroy the house, try to even hit them sometimes, and always make fun that they are illegal. Like they always make fun about their parents. Like you're nothing, you're illegal. I'm the U.S. citizen. Like they didn't give birth to their children to have them a better future. So we always try to express all of these feelings to our clients, to get all the feelings for the clients, put in the declaration so USCIS know why it's about a case because these clients suffer extremely cruelty. It's about US citizen or LPR. So that's how we do it. We work really hard. These sessions take hours. It's not one session. That's something that I always tell the clients since the beginning. Look, this is not going to be a simple conversation. It's not going to take 2 hours. It might take 3 hours, 4 or 5, as much as we need to talk to you until we get everything that we need. And we're a big team because this not only the paralegal works on this. We have more people working on the declaration because we make it perfect. So USCIS don't come back to us asking for things that we already have. And even though we put an excellent declaration, they come back, but Ms. Hickey tells them to review what we have done, to read, because we are already telling you and you're making us resign, like answering things that we already told you that are in the declaration. So that's it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, the declaration, I always tell, when I do my lives, I tell, my audience that your declaration that's the key piece of evidence, because that is where you're going to be explaining a lot of things that you're not able to provide, right? So one thing with USCIS, a lot of times we see in the VAWA cases that they use the wrong standard. That's what I've noticed. So you have the marriage-based green card standard that's, 51% more likely than not, this is a real marriage, right? You provide your joint bills, your mortgage, your lease, your cable, your internet, everything together, your bank accounts. The problem is when you are in an abusive relationship and you're not seen as an equal, you're not seen as human, you're exploited, you're not going to be on the bank accounts together. You're not going to be on the credit cards. You're not going to be on the lease, right? Because it's a power and control dynamic. So when you don't have those pieces of evidence, sometimes I feel, having done this for 15 years, the officers reviewing these matters are still using that marriage-based green card standard when for VAWA, it's any credible evidence. What does that mean? It means the officer has to look at whatever you present. And there are times when it is literally only the declaration. We've had some cases where We didn't have proof of the U.S. citizens like naturalization certificate, passport, and we just had to explain it in the declaration. Like, I know he's a U.S. citizen because he told me he was born in Kansas, and his mom told me that he was born at this hospital, and his mom will talk about how he was a sweet baby, and it was like, it was wintertime when he was born. Like, we pulled together information like that and we put it in the declaration. So let me just run through what the statutory requirements are for a VAWA, right? What are the things that you must show statutorily to be eligible for a VAWA claim? So first, you have to show that you are in this qualifying relationship. What's the qualifying relationship? Marriage, either married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, or you were married at some point, right? Because if you're now divorced, we have to file within 2 years. If after 2 years, you can't file. We have to show that, and if it's a parent, you have to your child has to be 21 or older, U.S. citizen, or if you are a child, you have to be under 21, unmarried, of a U.S. citizen or a green card holder. We have to show that at some point, especially for marriage, that you lived with this person. It could have been living before you got married, but we got to show that at some point you and this person lived together. We've won VAWA cases where they lived together for 3 days. And we made the argument. Yeah, because the statute doesn't specifically say, no, you have to reside together for X amount of times. There are some times where, I know we had a case where they got married and literally the next day she was fleeing for her life. They were together for in the same house for 2 days. We also have to show that you have good moral character. You have good moral character. So if you are coming to USCIS to petition this humanitarian matter, you got to show that you yourself are a good person. Right? We're not saying that you have to be perfect, but they're going to run background checks. They're going to run FBI screenings, and they want letters from people that know you attesting that you are a good person. We have to show that the marriage, if your VAWA is based on marriage, which is the biggest part of our caseload, that the marriage was real. It was bona fide. It was real. This wasn't just some, fake marriage, and now you're screaming that, you want to seek a humanitarian relief for a green card because maybe the deal went bad. I don't know, but it has to be a bona fide marriage. So all these things, showing that it was a bona fide marriage and then showing the abuse, it's just those two in particular. When we see denials, not our denials, because the truth is we don't lose VAWA cases because we screen so well that by the time it comes through for us to prepare it, we know what the strategy is. But the proof of bona fide and the abuse, those are the two hardest to show because there's no evidence of it. And everyone's like, well, I don't know how to prove it. Like, I don't have any pictures. I don't have a police report. I don't have a medical report. That's where it goes in the declaration. This is where you explain. We are painful with what we require from our clients. And I know we're trying to walk this line as attorneys and advocates of getting all the juice and information, but not re-traumatizing you, right? So it's a very, very delicate dance and balance because I need to know what happened, but I need to give you space so you're not re-traumatized. So it's a lot of push and pull. This is why, as Alejandra said, sometimes we need 2 or 3 sessions because you know what? Maybe an hour into the first session, you're capped. And if we push any further, you're just going to shut down. So we have to stop it and reconvene at a later time. But this is where you explain, I am not on the lease because I asked my wife, the first time I asked her, we were having dinner after church and we were sitting at the table and I was eating my steak and I asked, I want to remind you that I'm still not on the lease. Can you add me so I feel like I'm part of this? And my wife got upset and got up and screamed and threw something. That's the level of detail that we put in these declarations, right?
Exactly.
That's the level of detail, talking about the abuse. So you walk in and your wife is at the door and you say hello and she starts to scream at me. And I remember it so well because she was wearing a blue dress and her face turned red and details. What was around? Was it raining? Was it snowing? Was it in the morning? Was it in the afternoon? Who else was around? Details. because the more details, the more credible, the more you want to, because the goal is you want to paint a picture for the person that's adjudicating the matter, so it feels like they are there and they can see it. So declarations are really powerful in that regard. Another thing I highlight, and Henry, if there are any questions, you can pull them up. Another thing I want to highlight is when you try to file a VAWA case on your own, you better get it right. You better get it right, because if you screw that up, it is going to be twice as hard for an attorney to turn that around and fix it, because now you've already presented information, and who knows what you've presented. We've seen some cases where it, like, looking at the original facts, it would have been a slam dunk because they had all the, but because the person who prepared it, not an attorney, some document preparer, they did not really understand how to present evidence. So they created fake declarations, fake information. And USCIS goes, well, now we can't believe anything that you say. And that just shut that down, because credibility is everything, because all they have is a piece of, it's your story. That's all they got. And so if you're giving them reason to believe that you're not telling the truth, that goes out of the window. So I always say VAWA cases are not anything that anyone needs to be doing on their own. Look, guys, I've been doing this for 15 years. This is my VAWA Bible. Look, the back is ripped up. This is how much this book is. This is a badge of honor for me. There's no back. It's ripped. Because I'm in this thing 15 years later, I can't get enough of it, because there's so much to learn. It's so nuanced. It's so intricate. It's so complicated. There's so many, all kinds of different fact patterns that come into play. You know, sometimes we have beneficiaries, we have children outside the United States. Sometimes we have children who are over 21, you know, and they're the ones that are being abused. And then we have to make the argument why they couldn't file the case any sooner, because, you know, the abuser was part of the delay. You know, we have situations where clients are now divorced, so we got to move really, really, really fast to file within that 2-year time frame. We've had situations where maybe it's past 2 years and we have to go back and find a reason why the judge has to amend the decree to give us more time. And so these are all things that you wouldn't know if you were not experienced in handling these types of cases. So for anyone that's watching this, you know, VAWA is truly a liberating path to legal status. You get let's talk about the benefits: the work permit, the bona fide determination. So the
That's the best thing.
prima facie, yeah.
So I love VAWA because VAWA has benefits during the process and once the VAWA is approved. That's why I love it so much. So when you send a case to USCIS, the first things that they're gonna approve on your behalf is gonna be your work permit and your travel documents. So the first two things that come into the office when we send a current USCIS is approved documents for 5 years. So that basically means our clients are covered with a work permit and a travel document during all the process of the VAWA application. So it's a really, really good advance. When our clients get a work permit, it's not just to work, believe, because they also get a social security card. So when they get this document, our clients come, Alejandra, now that I have a social, I can study, I can rent, I can get a car, I can open a bank account, I can go to college. They control right away their lives because of the social, and I love that. So our clients get that work travel document. And if our clients have used the travel document, they have been back home to Africa or South America, and they come back without any issues. That's something that I really, really love for them, because sometimes they haven't seen their families for years, 8 years, 10 years. They never been back home since they left. So that's really, really, really good news when they tell me, I saw my mom after 8 years. I saw my child that is with my mom, that she's taking care of them. So those are the first things that come in. Besides that, the prima facie determination that Ms. Hiki was saying before, that's something that USCIS approved during all the process. And this is something I always say to my clients, look, they renew this automatically. It's not that I can go and tell them, give it. They are always automatically renewing those prima facies, and the clients also get benefits. Each state is different. They get different type of benefits depending on their leave. But for example, I have a client that she used that to go to college to get like less scholarship fees and to college. I have a client that she used that to pay her children's lunch at school. She didn't pay any lunch because of prima facie, but that's okay. So there are really a lot of benefits that it get that we tell the client, look in your state, what for you because you need to use it right away. Facies are really awesome benefits during all the process. And the final thing, the final benefit that we're looking here for our clients to get the green card, become a resident. And if they are applying with children back home, once they have this approved, all of those children best life next in the USA. So there are really a lot of benefits that this case brings. The only thing I tell you have to be patient to the process, trust the process, trust on us. We know because all of these things we track them until the end. We make sure our client gets the work. We make sure we follow up on the travel document. We follow up on the prima facie. We follow up all the way with USCIS because if you don't do that, they do whatever they want. That's something that we for sure know. If you don't pressure them to ask them, I haven't gotten my work permit. It's been 6 months. What's going on with my client? The travel document. What's going on with my client? With the review. It's been X month, and you should be giving me an answer. We're always there, following up properly with USCIS. And if they get delayed, we also do congressional inquiries if we have to. We have an order to help, we do it. We have to send e-request to USCIS, we do it. We have to call them, we call them. We have to chat with Emma, the customer service from USCIS, we chat with Emma. Whatever for us to get everything for our client, because sometimes our clients also come to us and they say, I had an attorney, but they never knew what was going on. We know what's going on. We always know what's going on. We don't play around. We send your case, and since that is submitted, the clock starts. We need biometrics. We need work permit. We need travel document. We need prima facie. I'm always counting on months, so we don't let anything go out. So that's a really important information to know. So the
Yes. Thank you for sharing that, Alejandra. Thank you. So our time is up. I know we logged in a little bit later today, but we're going to be doing this Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Every day has a different topic. We'll publish the flyer on our Instagram page. If you don't follow us on Instagram, go on Instagram. Certainly, if you're here on Facebook, share this live. And if you come with your questions, we're doing this because we are at a time where the information has to be put out. People are scared, they're concerned, they want to know what their options are. And the VAWA, the T's, especially the VAWAs and the T's, they're so underutilized. Even the removal of conditions with waiver, which is another one that we're going to talk about, which I like to say, it's like the VAWA after the green card, right? It's like you get the green card and you're realizing that you're still kind of like in this really abusive cycle with the person who gave you the green card, and you're able to exit without them. So for everyone who's, I don't know, Hannah, you're the one who can see if anyone's on here. For everyone who tapped in, thank you for tapping in. And we'll be back on Thursday with another live stream here on Facebook and on YouTube. Thank you, Alejandra, for doing this today. Thank you, Hani, for tech assistance, because without Hani, none of this will be possible. That's so crazy. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good day. Bye.